Hi, in today's video we're going to look at the Pool 3 cards and talk about some of the best cards that you can get early. Ones that improve Pool 2 decks a lot. Cards that can go into most decks, they're just good, no matter what deck you play it in. And then some of the jackpot ones, the best ones, the deck defining meta cards that you can get. So Pool 3 is the largest pool. See here. Take a while to get all the cards, so RNG be in your favour if you're looking for certain cards. At least until we get the collection tokens, that is. So these are the cards that we're going to talk about today. All these cards here. So first up we're going to look at cards that improve Pool 2 decks. We're starting with Beast. This goes into a Dino deck. Turns cards to your hand, which empowers your collector. Makes him strong. Just pretty solid card for that. Next up we have Daredevil. If you're a control fan, try him. Getting this early and putting this into a control disrupt deck is amazing. Seeing what they do on 5 when you've got a Hobgoblin or a Professor X in your hand is so good. Next we have Doctor Doom. Goes well into a on reveal deck. It's just goes without saying that you just fill a board up with your bombs. Pretty solid. There's an extra bit of late game for your on reveal deck. So just having to rely on Odin every game. Next up, Death. Goes into your destroy decks, your Carnages, your Deathlocks. It's just a solid card. The more you destroy, the cheaper it gets, and you can have a big swing turn on turn 6. Really solid card. Next, Hela. Destroy to discard. Discard a load of big cards. Hopefully don't just card your Hela. You drop Hela, she floods the board with all those cards that you've thrown away this game. Big swing turns, as long as you don't discard your Hela. But she's just another win condition, so you obviously are in the same discard type decks, so you always have your Apocalypse anyways. Next, one of my favourite cards, a Lockjaw. Goes amazing into on reveal cards, on reveal decks. Because you get the benefit of the on reveal, but you don't get the crappy body that follows it most time, like White Tiger or Jubilee. There's one attack. But Lockjaw down, drop Jubilee, she summons a card, she switches a place in the deck with another card. Good for White Tiger, all those on reveal cards. It's a really fun card to play around with. Next up, another one of my favourites, mainly because it's one of my first 3 cards, Zola. Works well with on reveal cards as well, but goes amazing with Black Panther. You get Black Panther down on 5 on an empty board, Zola it. Eats Black Panther, spits 2 out, keep the same, starts at the ad, so there'll be 8 if you haven't buffed him, and then the on reveal effect triggers again. They go to 16, and you've got a bit of reach that you throw them around the board. You use it on dinosaurs. Anything big and scary. And lastly, for this part of cards is Patriot. Does amazingly well in like Zoo, Khazar decks. Lets you change out some of the weaker ones. But the strong ones with no ability, so Cyclops, the Thing. It buffs up the squirrels, stuff like that. It's actually a really solid card and gets better later on as well when you get more cards for it. It slots nicely into a Pool 2 deck and makes it just stronger. Okay, the next part of this video is looking at cards that fit into any deck. They're just strong. You can slot into most any decks. And we're going to start with Electro, a ramp card. Extra energy, what more do you want? Play this on free, you get to put out at turn 5. turn 4 you get a 5-cost card out. Downside, it can be a little annoying, but you're ramping up for big cards, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Next up we have Captain Marvel, a card that I've had a lot of fun playing with. She's just a bit of a control type card. You just play down on 5, and it's your move if she can win you the game. If you don't have a full read on the game, you can just put it in her hands and hopefully it'll win if you read the opponent wrong on turn 6. You need saving. Next up, Giganto. 14 power. It can only be played on the left location, but you can set this up. If you get this in your hand early and you know it's coming, you can set up a big swing turn on turn 6 by dropping 14 power, just wham on the board. Trying to win it. Solid card. Nothing real special about it, but next up, Wave. Hell yes. Goes well into on reveal control type decks. You drop it on 3, and on turn 4 you can drop a big boy. Play something big and scary. You can also play it on 5 if you've got a way to discard your cards. And then play 2 6s on 6. Play it to counter the opponent if they're like a Myth or Negative deck or a Zoo deck. Turn everything 4, they can only play 1 card. Lots of potential with this card. Next up, Dracula. Looks kind of pretty boring and bad, but it can't be countered. To the end of the game, so no Enchantress, no Shang-Chi, none of that on it. So you pick some playing around with, but if you can use it well, it can swing the game so hard. It's into a lot of different decks. Gotta be careful when using it. Make sure you don't have any low cost in your card hand that just makes it awful. Next up, Magic. You play this on turn 5, change the location to Limbo, which makes it a 7-turn game. It allows you to counter the enemy's turn 6, what they had planned. You can really throw people off if they're setting up to try and just quickly win 6. You have your turn, and then you get a turn to counter them. Really good in a control deck, disrupt deck, whatever you want to call it. Pretty solid. Next up, Magneto. 6 energy, 12 power. Moves all 3 and 4 cost cards. Opponent 3 and 4 cost cards to this location. If there's space of cost. You can use this to win locations, he's got a strong body. There's just so much potential in what you can do with him. Say they're gonna Shang-Chi somewhere, you got a strong guy on the board, bam, drag that fucker over here. Not today. 3, 4 costs, really solid. Next up is a card. I want this card. Seems a little busted to me. Every time I've played against it, I've lost. Leader. Copy all cards your opponent played this turn, put on your side. Only works if, obviously, if your side of the board's full when they play a card, get no value out of it. But it can be crazy. You're not expecting it and you're playing a card down that's going to win you the turn. It's a close game. You're just measuring, you're copying their power. But most of the time it's going to win you the game, unless it's like some techie cards that are going to buff their board and do nothing for you, or if you don't have the space. Really good card. Fits into any deck. Just save me. Turn 6. Last up is the big ones. The golden tickets, the jackpot cards. Ones that if you get early, you're just like, fuck yes. They're that strong, they can win you the games. A lot of them can win you the game solo, they just change decks, meta defining, deck defining, they're just, and I've got none of them. Hey. The first up we got Aero. Move all enemy cards play this turn to this location. Play on 5, or you can wait until 6 and counter them. Dragging late game winning plays away from them. They're trying to drop an Iron Man at Odin. Something like that big. You just drag them away. If the location suits for it. Even better if you close locations. She's got so much potential. She can just win you a game on her own. It's just insane value on this card. It's crazy. Next up, the big boy Destroyer. Destroy your other cards. Like this. But there's many ways to set up for it. You've got armor. Got Cosmo. Locations that help you here. You just slap this down on turn 6 on an empty board, or your Cosmo location. Big win. Next up is the card that I want the most. 1. Proves the unrevealed decks a lot. Everyone, you played enough Marvel Snap, played a lot of unreveal probably at some point. This is just the dream. You play so much cards on it, it's just crazy how good this can be. So many different combos, all the unrevealed, it's just crazy how good this card is. Please give me it, please give me my bag. Next up, Mystique. If the last card you played has an ongoing ability, this gains it. Double Iron Man, double Blue Marvels, Bizarre, Patriot, Armor if you wanted to, Cosmo? There's so much potential. It can catch a putt on how much range and crit it's got. Insane. And last up, Sarah. Reduce the cost of your cards by 1. Slap this in with a load of 2 and 3 costs. A little miracle deck out there. Have so many plays, outplays, different outcomes on turn 6. Just crazy how strong this card can be. You put it in the right deck, yes. The 1 and 2 costs, the opponent can't read what you're gonna do. You drop a shitload of plays, bam. Easy freaking game. That's it for today's video. If you like it, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to me.